Hi, this is John Ross from UIndyathletics.com, and we're here to preview the golf season, and who better to do that with than head coach Brent Nicoson. Coach, first thing I've got to ask you is, how was Scotland?
Oh, it was great. Lucky to take some of our kids over, better than expected. Can't wait to go back. It was nice to represent UIndy and have some of our kids tag along too.
Great. So it was a good experience for everybody.
It was awesome. We actually had Jenny Conop, a senior here, had a hole-in-one.
Oh,
so it was
that's
kind of a
always
bonus for us, but they had a blast. Good reviews. It was awesome for us.
Very good. Let's talk a little bit about what the upcoming season. The preseason rankings are pretty high. You have lofty expectations for this year. Let's talk about what you
absolutely.
expect.
Very high expectations. Preseason rankings were a little surprising to me. Girls I thought were about where we should be, maybe even a little lower than I thought we might come in and finish in 7th last year. The guys came in a little higher than expected because we didn't have such a good season last year. It was solid, but not as good as we could have. So very happy. Rankings are great to see our name out there in the national polls, but again, they're just numbers, and we have to go prove it now.
Sure. Talk a little bit about some of your key players, both on the men's and women's side.
Well, the men, kind of unknown. We returned 3 seniors, Max Bowling, David Frank, and Jacob Yoakum, who I think all 3 will contribute greatly this year. But we have 6 newcomers, too. We also have Sevy Duncan and John Williams back, along with Brandon, and I can name all of them, but I don't know who the contributors are going to be. I know all 11 or 12 will contribute.
Sure.
Freshman coming in from Muskegon, Michigan, Andrew Van Alst, is playing well right now. Actually, he's leading our team. If we stopped right now, he'd be our number 1 starting the season. Also, a freshman, Jeff Gardner from Ontario, Canada, is playing very well. And we have transfers coming in, Garrett Bianchi from St. Joe, Tucker Geiswey from John Logan. They can all play.
Sure.
So a little bit unknown, but I'm very excited about the men's team. The camaraderie seems to be great. On the women's team, we return everyone from last year and then add a transfer from Ball State and Ashton Brown. I look to our veterans to lead us. Shanice Young is playing very well right now. We also always going to have Jenny and Amy and Bree there, who've been with us 4 years. And I could name every name. Reagan Pitter, our conference champion. So I think everybody will contribute this year.
Great. Talk a little bit about your schedule. Any key trips you've got coming up?
Yeah, it's a fun fall. We're lucky. I get to go to West Palm Beach and Puerto Rico with the women in October at 2 separate events, and then we got lucky to get invited to Hawaii for the men. So on top of our region events and important tournaments, we get to do some traveling this fall. Great.
And one thing I noticed is kind of tradition of UIndy is a lot of scholar athletes, Jenny Conop being a good example.
Yeah, Jenny's awesome. 4.0 student, but across the board we had, 5, I think, scholar athletes, national scholar athletes among the women, which is second in the nation. I think one team had 6, and then we had 5.
Right.
And then we had 2 All-American scholars on the men's side, in John Josephowski and David Frank. So, right now I couldn't be more proud of what they're doing.
Sure. We're sitting here now in your golf van. I'm sure that helps on some of your shorter trips, not to Hawaii, but some trips like that.
Yeah, we'll take this, our first tournament to Green Bay. The women will take this. Just makes it a great experience for the players and helps with recruiting a ton. Not a lot of schools, especially Division II schools, have this. We're very lucky.
Good. Looking forward to a good year.